Hi, welcome to Adventures in Bonsai. Today we're going to take a look at the Bougainvillea that I got from Dutch on our trip up to Titusville. We're going to repot it and do some woodwork on it. Let's go take a look. Bougainvillea are woody vines. They can grow up to 12 meters tall. There's discrepancies to how many different species there are, somewhere maybe between 5 and 18. They're thorny. They get beautiful flowers. They were native to South America, from like Brazil over to Peru and down to Argentina. And they were discovered during the 1768 voyage around the world by a French circumnavigator named Philippe de Bougainville. And they're beautiful plants. They brought them back here. They're pretty hardy. They have very few pests that bother them, some aphids and maybe sometimes some worms. They're pretty good. I find they grow real well. So let's go take a look and see what we got here from Dutch. Okay, so here's the cutting that Dutch made. He got a nice real thick piece here, and it looks like he planted it probably in sphagnum moss. That's what it kind of looks like here. And the plant is doing real well. I had to cut this so we could get it in the car easily. It was much more wilder looking than this. And what I'm going to do here is, because this stem probably extends all the way down to near the bottom of the pot, I needed to get a planter that was a little bit deeper rather than one that was shallower. So we're going to plant it into this pot here, and then I want to figure out what to do with this piece over here. I really would like to kind of cut that off and make it look more tree-like rather than it's been clipped off. So let's go take very well. As you can see, we have roots coming out of the bottom holes. It's really tight. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's time. Let's get to work. We're going to clean this out with water. Well, it washes out pretty easily. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, so you can see what we have here. The piece of wood that had extended below has now gotten roots. And we're going to replant this thing. As usual, we start out by putting a pad, sphagnum moss in the pot, but I'm going to have to leave some room here because this stem is going to have to go down deeper into here. And now I'm going to just try to gently place sphagnum moss on the bottom here of the roots. And now around it. Pressing down firmly, making sure we have good contact, looking out for the thorns. These plants do have thorns and they do hurt, so be careful with that. I'm getting stuck here as I'm just touching some of these branches over here. Okay, we'll be back. Here we have our planting. It's in there pretty good, but because the roots are so flimsy, in a sense, they're just not really well developed yet, I'm going to cut off a fair amount of this foliage up top just so the roots don't have to try to support more than they can handle. Okay, this is going to be some kind of major cutting probably. Let's see what happens here. Okay, another thing you can do if you want, you don't have to work with thorns. You can cut them off. And it's okay if you want to cut them off. And it's okay if you want to leave them. Sometimes I like to clip them off because then I know when I have to handle the plant I don't have to be so cautious. And when it's young like this, it's easy to get a lot of the thorns off. And then as the new ones come in, you can always just keep clipping them off. Let's cut that off too while we're here, and let's cut this off here too. A couple more thorns over here I want to get rid of. And also pine needles. If you're raising pines, don't be afraid to cut pine needles short. And it's not the worst thing in the world. It can make the plant look pretty good. I got a couple leaves here that are deformed. I'm going to get rid of them. It will just make things easier for the plant to adjust to this major change. Actually, it's not a major change. It kind of grew up in sphagnum, so this may not be too bad for it at all. Now we've got to figure out what to do with this over here. Okay, so we got this big piece coming up here, and I'm thinking, should I saw it? I've got saws, I've got special knives that might cut through. Then I'm thinking, maybe I need the big loppers. And that's what I'm going to try. My idea here is to kind of make a cut like this. Just take your time. Okay. There we go. Good. Okay, now some of these other pieces here. You can kind of gnaw away at it. Get it into a more natural kind of configuration here. Okay, maybe a little sawn over here. And maybe now the clippers will work in here. I want to give it kind of a rough look, like it's natural. Okay. There we go. Looks like we lost a piece here, but that's okay. This will just grow back and might even be better for it right now. Here's a little piece of wood coming out here and getting rid of. Okay, be back. Okay, now I usually don't use pruning seal, except on a bigger cut. Here's pruning seal that I'm going to be using here. I'm going to spray a little on here. This area here is a little bit unprotected in a sense. I can see by the color. And what I'm going to do here is just mask this off a little bit. Take the spray. Which is not spraying. See if I can get the spray to work a little bit better. Okay, there we got it. Okay, so we got this bougainvillea which has been chopped down pretty severely, but they do recover real nicely and they make beautiful bonsai and beautiful flowers. Give it a try. Thank you, Dutch, for the specimen, and everybody have fun with your bonsai.